authors. Got a suck list? You know, those repetitive soul-sucking tasks that eat up your time? Well, it's time to kick them to the curb. I write an email newsletter every week called Author Automations, and I'll help you zap those tasks into automations you can set and forget. We're talking easy, no-code tools like Zapier and Make.com to streamline your workflows and give you more time to write. So if you're ready to ditch your suck list, subscribe to Author Automations at authorautomations.com, and let's get you back to the good stuff, writing.
All right, so today we are going to be deep diving into website SEO for indie authors.
Yeah.
And this is something that I think a lot of authors, maybe kind of put on the back burner when they're first starting out.
Right.
And maybe even, for quite a while they're just focusing on the writing and all of that.
Definitely.
But you know what?
It's important.
If you want people to actually find your book,
Yes.
you got to think about this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've got a really great article here called Boost Website SEO, Tips for Indie Authors.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be a super valuable resource for us as we kind of unpack all of this today.
Yeah, I'm excited to dig into this.
So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
The article kicks off talking about keywords. And I think this is something that can be a little bit like intimidating or mysterious.
Yeah.
For
sure.
When you're first starting out, what are keywords? How do I use them?
Yeah.
What do I do with them?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I think when people first hear about keywords, I think they have to jam every possible word into their website, and it ends up sounding really clunky and not good.
Yeah, it's like keyword salad.
Totally.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
So how should we be thinking about keywords then?
Well, really, keywords are just the words and phrases that people type into search engines, when they're looking for something specific. So it's about trying to think like your reader. Okay, if I was a reader and I was interested in this kind of book, what would I type into Google?
Oh, that's such a good point.
Yeah.
Getting into that mindset of the reader.
Sure.
And the article even suggests actually writing down potential reader search queries.
Yes.
What would they actually type?
I love that exercise because it really forces you to get out of your own head and think about it from their perspective. What are their pain points? What are they looking for? What problems are they trying to solve?
Right. And I think sometimes as authors, we get so caught up in our own, brilliant ideas.
Totally.
That we forget that we need to connect with the reader.
Yes.
And we need to understand what they're actually looking for.
Absolutely. And it's not just about attracting them to your website. It's about making sure they find what they're looking for once they get there.
Right. It's got to be relevant
to
what they're searching for.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to bounce right off.
Totally. And Google picks up on that, too. They can tell if people are landing on your page and then immediately leaving.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's not a good look for your SEO.
So we want them to stick around.
Yeah, we want to give them what they're looking for and make them want to explore more.
So it's almost like we need to think of our website as more than just a static brochure.
Yes.
About our book.
Right.
It needs to be more dynamic, more engaging.
Totally. It's like a hub for all things related to your book.
Like a content hub.
Yeah. Think blog posts, videos, interviews, behind the scenes stuff, anything that gives readers a deeper dive into your world.
Okay, so we're talking about content now.
Yes.
And the article goes on to talk about this quite a bit. And I think, this is something that a lot of authors maybe struggle with. Because
it can be a lot of work.
It's time consuming.
Right.
And you're already spending so much time writing your book.
Totally. But it's so worth it because Google loves content.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The more relevant and engaging content you have on your website, the more Google has to work with.
So it's not just about having one page. It's here's my book, buy it.
No.
Okay.
We want layers. We want depth. We want to give Google something to really sink its teeth into.
So what kind of content are we talking about here?
Well, like I said before, blog posts are great, especially if you can tie them back to your book's themes or characters.
Right.
Videos are also amazing because they're so engaging and shareable.
Right. People love video.
Yeah. And don't forget about things like podcasts or interviews.
Oh, yeah. You can embed those right on your website.
Exactly. And that gives you even more content for Google to crawl and index.
So it's almost like every piece of content we create is another little signal.
Totally. Google. It's saying, hey, we're here, we're active, we've got something to offer.
And it all ties back to those keywords we were talking about earlier.
Absolutely. Each piece of content becomes another opportunity to naturally weave in those important terms.
Okay, so we're painting a picture for Google.
Yeah, we're creating a tapestry of content that's rich and relevant and irresistible.
I love that, a tapestry.
It's a work of art.
It is.
And your website should be too.
So we've got keywords, we've got content, but there's another piece of this SEO puzzle
Yes.
that we need to talk about.
Links.
Links?
Yes, those little hyperlinks that connect your website to the rest of the internet.
Okay, so why are links so important for SEO?
Well, think of it this way. Every link from another website to yours is like a little vote of confidence.
A vote of confidence.
Yeah, it's like that website is saying, hey, I trust this website. I think it has valuable content. You should check it out too.
And Google sees that.
Oh yeah, Google loves links. It's one of the main ways they determine which websites are authoritative and trustworthy.
So the more links we have,
The better.
the better. But
So-
I'm sensing a but here.
There's the big but.
Yeah.
It's not just about the quantity of links. It's about the quality.
Quality over quantity.
Always.
Okay, so what makes a link high quality?
Well, first of all, it should be coming from a website that's relevant to your niche.
So if I write fantasy novels,
Yeah.
I don't want a link from a website about, like, gardening.
Probably not unless your fantasy novel is about magical gardening.
Okay, true. There could be some overlap there.
Right.
But generally speaking, we want links from websites that are in a similar space.
Exactly. We want links from websites that Google sees as authoritative and trustworthy in your field.
So how do we go about getting these high-quality links?
It takes work, but it's definitely doable. One strategy is to reach out to other bloggers or website owners in your niche
Okay.
and see if they'd be willing to link to your site. Maybe you could offer to write a guest post for them or do an interview.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's all about building relationships and providing value.
So it's not just about, like, begging for links?
Oh, no, that's spammy. And Google can spot that a mile away.
Okay, so we need to be strategic and genuine.
Exactly, and focus on building those authentic connections.
So it's about creating a network
Yes.
of like-minded people.
Totally. And
Right.
when you have those genuine connections in place, the links will flow naturally.
Okay, I like that the links will flow now.
It's like a symbiotic relationship. Everyone benefits.
All right, so we've talked about keywords, content links. It's a lot to take in.
It is.
But we're making progress.
We're building a solid foundation for our SEO.
And there's still more to come.
Oh, yeah, we're just getting started.
But we'll save that for next time.
Stay tuned.
All right, so until then, happy writing and happy optimizing.
See ya. And, speaking of making those connections, let's talk about social media.
Okay, yeah, social media.
Because, a lot of people think that SEO is just about, like, your website.
Right.
But it's actually so much bigger than that.
Right.
It's about your entire online presence.
Your digital footprint.
Exactly. And social media is a huge part of that.
So how does social media actually tie into SEO?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it can drive traffic to our website.
Yes.
But does it actually, like, impact our search rankings?
Well, it's not a direct ranking factor. Like,
Yeah.
Google doesn't explicitly say, oh, this website has a lot of Twitter followers, so we're going to rank it higher.
Okay.
But it's definitely an indirect factor.
Okay, I see.
Because social media helps you build brand awareness and authority.
Okay.
And it helps you get your content in front of more people.
So it's like amplifying our reach.
Exactly. And when your content gets shared and liked and commented on, it sends signals to Google that people are engaging with it.
Oh, interesting.
And that can indirectly boost your SEO.
So it's not just about, like, posting a link to our book on Twitter and calling it a day.
No. We need to be strategic about it.
Okay, strategic how?
Well, first of all, we need to make sure we're active on the right platforms.
Right. Not every platform is created equal.
Exactly. We need to go where our readers are.
So if we're writing, like, YA fantasy,
Yeah.
we probably want to be on TikTok and Instagram.
Probably more so than LinkedIn.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Right. We need to think about who our target audience is and where they're hanging out online.
And once we're on the right platforms, what do we do?
Well, we need to create content that's engaging and shareable.
Okay, easy enough.
Right? We need to give people a reason to follow us and interact with us.
This is not just about, like, promoting our book.
Yeah, no.
It's about building a community.
Exactly. We want to create a space where readers can connect with us and with each other.
And where they can, like, geek out over our books.
Totally. We want to create a buzz.
A buzz. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, and the article even suggests creating a unique branded hashtag.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. What's a branded hashtag?
It's basically a hashtag that's specific to your book or your brand.
Okay, so, like, instead of just using, like, general hashtags,
Right.
like hashtag #amreading or hashtag bookstagram.
You create one that's unique to you.
Oh, okay. So, like, if my book is called The Shadow at the Spire,
Yeah.
I could create a hashtag, like hashtag shadow of the spire.
Exactly. And then you encourage your readers to use that hashtag when they're talking about your book online.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah.
So it's like creating a little hub
Yes.
for all the conversations about the book.
Exactly.
It's a way to track the buzz and see what people are saying.
And it also makes it easier for people to find information about your book.
Exactly. Because if they search for that hashtag on social media,
Yeah.
they'll see all the posts from you and from your readers.
Oh, that's so cool. So it's like creating a little community
Yes.
around your book.
Exactly. And that can be really powerful for building word of mouth.
Okay, I'm sold. I need a branded hashtag.
Get on. All right, so we've talked about social media, but there's another aspect of SEO that we need to touch on.
Okay, what's that?
And that is Google's own tools.
Ah, yes.
Specifically, Google Search Console and Google Analytics.
The dynamic duo of SEO.
Okay, I'll admit I'm a little intimidated by these tools.
I get it. They can seem a little daunting at first, but they're actually your best friends when it comes to SEO.
Really? How so?
Well, Google Search Console gives you a behind-the-scenes look at how Google sees your website.
Oh.
It shows you which keywords people are using to find your site, how you're ranking for those keywords, and even if there are any technical issues that might be hurting your SEO.
So it's like having a direct line to Google.
Pretty much, and it's a goldmine of information.
Okay, and what about Google Analytics?
That one focuses more on your website's visitors.
Okay.
It tells you where they're coming from, what pages they're visiting, how long they're staying, and so much more.
So we can see how people are actually interacting with our website.
Exactly. You can see what's working, what's not, and use that information to make improvements.
So it's like having a website consultant.
Totally, but for free.
For free. Okay, I'm listening.
Right, so you can track things like bounce rate.
Bounce rate. What's that?
It's the percentage of people who land on your page and then leave without visiting any other pages.
Oh, so like if they just hit the back button.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so a high bounce rate is bad.
It can be. Yeah, it means people aren't finding what they're looking for on your site.
So we want to keep that bounce rate low.
As low as possible.
And Google Analytics can help us do that.
Exactly. It can show you which pages have a high bounce rate, and then you can try to figure out why people are leaving.
Maybe the page is loading too slowly.
Could be.
Or the design is confusing.
Or the content isn't relevant.
Right, so Google Analytics helps us identify those problem areas.
Yes, and then you can make changes to improve them.
Okay, so it's like a continuous cycle of improvement.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of SEO. It's never really finished.
Always evolving.
Always.
Just like Google itself.
Right, Google's always updating its algorithms, so we need to be constantly learning and adapting.
Okay, so we've got a lot to keep in mind here.
We do.
But I'm starting to feel like I have a better grasp on all of this SEO stuff.
That's great to hear.
And I'm actually kind of excited to start using these tools.
Me too. They're really powerful when you know how to use them.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today. Keywords, content links, social media, Google tools.
Ew, we've been busy.
But there's still one more important piece of the SEO puzzle that we need to talk about.
Oh, and what's that?
And that is user experience.
Yeah, user experience, UX, as the cool kids call it.
UX. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, it's all about making sure that your website is easy to use and enjoyable to visit.
Okay, so it's not just about like looking pretty.
Well, it's partly about that
Right.
because a visually appealing website is more inviting, but it's also about functionality.
Functionality. Okay.
Yeah, like, is your website easy to navigate? Can people find what they're looking for quickly and easily? Is it mobile friendly?
Oh, yeah, that's a big one these days.
Huge. Google actually prioritizes mobile-friendly websites in its search rankings.
So if our website is like a nightmare to use on a phone,
Yeah,
Google's going to punish us for it.
pretty much they want to make sure that users are having a good experience. And a good experience means a website that works well on all devices.
Okay, so mobile optimization is key.
Absolutely. But it's not just about mobile. It's about the overall user experience.
Okay, so what are some other things we can do to improve UX?
Well, first of all, make sure your website is fast.
Fast, like loading quickly?
Yeah, nobody wants to wait around for a slow website to load.
Right, people are impatient.
Totally, they'll just click away if it takes too long.
So we need to make sure our website is optimized for speed.
Exactly, and there are tools you can use to test your website's speed and identify areas for improvement.
Okay, good to know. And what about navigation?
That's another crucial aspect of UX.
Okay,
Your website's navigation should be clear and intuitive.
intuitive, like people should just instinctively know how to use it.
Exactly, you don't want people getting lost or frustrated trying to find what they're looking for.
So we need to make sure our menus are well organized.
Yes, and that our pages are clearly labeled.
Okay. And what about the actual content on those pages?
Well, remember what we talked about earlier?
About making it engaging and relevant.
Exactly. We want to create content that's easy to read, scannable, and informative.
Scannable, like people are just going to like skim it?
A lot of people do. Yeah, they're not going to read every word, so we need to make sure the important stuff stands out.
Okay, so using things like headings and bullet points.
Yes, and images and videos can also help break up the text and make it more visually appealing.
Right, so we're back to that whole theme park analogy.
We are. It's all about creating an experience.
An experience that's both informative and enjoyable?
Exactly. We want people to leave our website feeling satisfied and eager to come back for more.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have?
But I think the main takeaway is that SEO is not just about, like, tricking Google. It's about creating a website that's truly valuable and user-friendly.
Absolutely. It's about building a website that people actually want to visit and spend time on.
And that's good for everyone.
It is. It's good for your readers. It's good for Google, and it's good for you.
Because ultimately, it's going to help more people find your book.
Exactly, and that's the goal, right?
That's the dream.
To get your book into the hands of as many readers as possible.
All right, so on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive.
It's been a journey.
It has, but a fun one.
Definitely, I've learned a lot.
Me too, and hopefully our listeners have as well.
I hope so.
So if you're an indie author out there and you're feeling a little overwhelmed by SEO,
don't worry.
It's not as scary as it seems.
Just take it one step at a time.
Focus on creating a great website that your readers will love.
And the rest will follow.
All right, so until next time, happy writing and happy optimizing.
See ya.